Straykids imagines when they give you lingerie as a birthday gift them as your husband. Ian. Yen was lounging on the bed in her oversized tee, scrolling casually on her phone when Jeongin walked in carrying a slim black gift box tied with a gold ribbon. Happy birthday, sweetheart, he said with a suspicious grin. She eyed him. You were smiling like you did something bad. He dropped the box on her lap. Not bad, just unforgettable. Her eyes narrowed. Should I be scared? Terrified. He smirked. She opened it and instantly turned red. Amy, she gasped, pulling out a pearl white lace lingerie set. So soft, shade, and barely there, it made her ears blush. You bought this? Her heart skipped. You're bolder than I remember, and you're cruel than I remember. He shot back, crossing his arms, his cheeks flushed, but his smirk. No, she teased. Why not? She stirred and leaned in close. Because you want it too much. His jaw dropped. Yen? She giggled, brushing past him. Minutes later, she reappeared, wearing only the lingerie and a silk top, playing with the tie as she walked in way too slow. Jeongin sat up straight on the bed. He didn't finish the sentence. You like it? She asked sweetly, spinning around, teasing. I love it, he mumbled, his voice cracking slightly as his eyes roamed all over. She walked over, sat beside him, crossed her legs. The rope slipped just enough for him to visibly malfunction. You okay? She asked, poking his cheek. Do you want me? She leaned in until her face was inches from his. Lips parted. You want to kiss me? Yes, he murmured, low and rough, eyes locked on hers. She brushed her lips near his but pulled away. He growled, Yen. She grinned. What? He grabbed her wrist, gently pulling her into his lap. With you keep teasing me like this? He whispered, nose brushing hers. I won't just kiss you. Oh, she whispered back. I ruined you in the sweetest way. Then finally he kissed her. Rough at first, then slow, then needy. One hand cupped her jaw, the other wrapped around her waist, keeping her right where he pulled back slightly, resting his forehead against her. You're evil, he whispered. You love it, she smiled. He smirked. Yeah, I really do. Seungmin. Yen returned home late that evening, expecting nothing but a cozy movie night. Her birthday had been calm, no big celebration, just a few stolen kisses that lingered like promise. But as she stepped into their apartment, something felt different. Soft music played in the background, the lights were dimmed, and the air smelled faintly of vanilla and. Don't blow this candle yet. First, check the bedroom. Her heart skipped. She walked towards their room, slowly turning the doorknob. What she saw made her breath. The bed was perfectly made, fairy lights wrapped around the headboard. A white box with a satin ribbon rested at the center, and Songmin leaned casually against. Took you long enough, he murmured, tilting his head with a teasing smile. What is all this? She asked softly. It's your birthday, he said, simply pressing the box. With trembling fingers, she untied the ribbon and lifted the lid. Inside was a soft, dusty rose lingerie set, elegant, romantic, but subtly subtle. I picked it myself, he said proudly. You always wear what's comfy, though it was time for something pretty and dangerously distracting. Her breath caught. He smirked. Yes, right now. When she came back out a few minutes later, wearing it beneath the robe, she couldn't meet his eye. I feel shy. You shouldn't. His voice dropped as she. Songmin's finger gently slipped the rope from her shoulders, letting it fall to the floor. His eyes roamed slowly over her figure, lingering. He whispered, You are the most. Yen didn't reply. She couldn't. Her heart was pounding. He leaned in, brushing his lips against her cheek, then lowered along her jaw, down her neck. Each kiss. You know what the real gift is? He whispered. She blinked. What? You being mine every single day. Then he kissed her, deep and patient, like he was savoring her. She melted into him, fingers tangled in his soft hair. His kiss deepened, playful now, as he gently bit her lip and pulled back, grinning. You taste like birthday cake, he. And you taste like trouble, she teased, breathless. Good, he smirked, pulling her back into his arm. Let's make some. Han. Yen was curled up on the couch, humming along to a random song when the front door creaked open. Birthday girl, Han's voice echoed through the hallway. Way too cheerful for this. She twisted around with a smirk. Look who finally decided to show up. He grinning, stepped into the room with a bright pink gift bag in one hand and two bubbles. She took the drink with a suspicious look. What's in the bag? He wiggled his brows. Why don't you find out? She reached in and her face turned crimson in zero point 0.2 seconds. Han Jisung, she shrieked, pulling out the most daring glitter lace lingerie set she had ever laid eyes on. Strappy sheen, no forgiveness at all. I'm not wearing this. It's barely even fabric. Exactly, he grinned. Less laundry. She smacked his arm. You're too much. He leaned in close because I bought it with only one thought in mind. His lips brushed her ear. You in this on my lap. She pushed him back with a flirtatious laugh. Han looked up and dropped his tea. She hesitated. Too much? Too perfect, he said, standing slowly, like he was afraid to blink. She stepped closer. Well, maybe I do now. That was all it took. He grabbed her waist and pulled her into his lap, lips crashing into her with fear and need. She whimpered as he tugged the rope loose, revealing more lace. He looked down, breathless. This is going to live in my memory forever. You bought it. And she leaned in, fingers sliding into his hair. Then maybe you should stop talking and start earning it. He grinned, turned dangerous. Yes, ma'am. And then he kissed her again, harder, deeper. Bangchan. Yen opened the bedroom door, still giggling from the surprise dinner Chan had planned. Candles, soft music, her favorite food. But when she walked in, the room had its rose petals trailed from the doorway to the bed, where a small velvet box sat. Bangchan stood beside it, his arms folded, a sly smile. She walked in, eyeing the box. You're spoiling me tonight. I haven't even started spoiling you, he replied, stepping behind her, arms wrapping around her waist. His lips brushed against her neck as he whispered, Open it. Yen reached for the box, her heart fluttering. Inside lay a luxurious black lace lingerie set, delicate, delayed. You like it? He asked, tilting her chin so she'd look at him. She nodded. It's bold. So are you, he murmured. You just don't know how you. 10 minutes later, she stepped out of the closet, wearing his gift. John's breath hitched. The second he saw her, his gaze dropped slowly, drinking her in. She shook her head, blushing harder. Her voice was barely a whisper as she looked away. I didn't think I'd look this good. He walked over, gripping her waist with. He tilted her chin again and kissed her, firm and fiery. The kiss was full of tension, tongues dancing, breath mingling. He kissed her like he knew. He lifted her effortlessly, laying her on the bed without breaking the kiss. His lips moved from hers to her collarbone, kissing every exposed inch. You look like a dream. Yen's lip curved into a soft grin. Then I guess you better stay asleep. He chuckled, brushing his lips along her cheeks. Not a chance. I'm enjoying this dream way too much. Changbin. Yen had just finished showering after their cozy birthday dinner when she heard Changbin's voice from the bedroom. Jagya, he called in that cute sing-song tone. Come out. Wrapped in a fluffy towel, she opened the bathroom door and peeked into the room. Candles were lit, soft jazz played in the background, and there he was, shirt. Is that for me? She asked, smiling. He nodded with a wink. Only the birthday girl gets this kind of treatment. She walked over, curious. What is it? Open it, he said, biting his. Yen reached inside and pulled out the soft fabric, black and purple lingerie, delicate yet daring. Her mouth parted in surprise. He grinned like a proud devil. It screamed your name when I saw it. I can't wear this. Oh yes, you can, he teased, stepping behind her, his arms wrapped around. Fine, she muttered, half laughing, half blushing. He stepped back, dramatically arm raised. I'll wait right here. Don't take too long. My heart might explode. A few minutes later, Yen stepped out wearing the lingerie, tucked at the hem of the lace, feeling a little shy. Changbin's jaw literally dropped. Holy, he blinked. She laughed. You picked it. Best decision of my life. He walked over, pulling her close, cupped her face gently. You know you drive me insane, right? He whispered, but it. Her heart melted instantly. Binny, she whispered. He leaned in, kissing her soft and slow, one hand around her waist, the other hand tangled in her hair. See, he whispered again. Her lips told you it looked perfect. She pushed him back into the bed, laughing. You're too smug for your own good. He pulled her down. Happy birthday, baby, he said between kisses, voice deep and teasing. Best gift ever, she whispered, breathless. He raised an elbow, me or the lingerie. She giggled both. Hyunjin. Yen was curled on the couch, barefoot, wrapping in the oversized cardigan she always stole from Hyunjin's side of the closet. Her hair was still a little damp from the shower, clean, cozy. Hyunjin walked in from the bedroom holding something behind his back. He looked smug, suspiciously smug. What are you hiding? She asked, narrowing her eyes. He said nothing, just leaned down and kissed her forehead before handing her a small matte black box tied with a crimson ribbon. Happy birthday, he said. It was too small for shoes, too light for anything practical. She eyed him suspiciously. If this is some kind of prank, just open it, he said, grinning, and don't freak. She untied the ribbon slowly, watching his face the whole time. When she lifted the lid, her eyebrows shot up. Lingerie, red silk, barely there lace. Jen blinked, then blinked again. You got me lingerie? Hansen leaned back against the cushions, hands behind his head, like he was extremely proud of himself. Technically, yes, but I like to. She held it up by a strap. This is not clothing, this is a suggestion. That's the point, he said. You deserve to feel like the hottest woman alive on your birthday. 10 minutes later, the door creaked open. Hyunjin looked up and stopped breathing. She stepped into the room slowly, deliberating, hips swaying, red silk clinging to every curve. She paused a few feet away, one hand on her hip, so he didn't answer. His jaw clenched, his knuckles were wide where he gripped the arm of the couch, and his. You're not saying anything, she teased, lips curling. That bad? Come here, he said, voice like gravel. She took one step closer, slow, closer, he growled. I don't know if you're trying to kill me, he murmured, or if you want me to lose control. Maybe both, she whispered. That was it. He surged forward, grabbing her by the waist and pulling her straight onto his lap. The rope slipped off instantly. His mouth was on her neck. You look unreal, he said, breath hard against her skin, like something I imagined. Too damn good to be real. She whispered, threatening her. Lino. It was quiet when Yen entered the apartment too late. The lights were off, only the soft golden glow of candles lit the space, rose petals. When she pushed the door open, she gasped. The room was glowing, candles, music, a silk sheet spread across the bed like a photo shoot, and sitting right in the middle. He stood up slowly, walked over, and held out a gift bag. You're late, he teased, his voice low and deep. She laughed nervously. You didn't say we were celebrating like this. He leaned closer. It's your birthday. I want to give you something I personally want to see unwrapped. Yen looked inside the bag and froze. The lingerie was sheer, like. You don't like it? He asked innocently, though the mischief danced in his eyes. I do. I'm just. She looked away, face burning, shy. He stepped in, hand gently. I'll wait, he whispered, stepping back. Go try it on. 5 minutes later, she stepped out in the outfit, robe tied tightly, still avoiding his gaze. I can't. Baby, his voice dropped. Don't hide from me. He walked over slowly, untied her robe inch by inch. When it slid off, his eyes darted. She swallowed hard. He didn't speak for a moment. He just looked, admired, let the tension soak through the air like heat. Turn around, he said softly. What? Just once, please. She turned shyly, letting him see every inch of her. The soft fabric hugged her curves perfectly. His breath caught, audible in his thought. Okay, he said, voice trained. He kissed her like he'd waited years, deep, hard, desperate. She moaned into his mouth, fingers clenching his shirt. His mouth left hers, only to trail down her neck. Yen whispered breathlessly. Minho, he looked up with that devilish smirk. I warned you. You opened your present. Now it's time to unwrap mine. He lifted her effortlessly. Felix. The clock had just hit midnight when Yen heard soft footsteps coming from the hallway. She turned around in her fuzzy birthday socks, only to find Felix walking in with cake in one. Happy birthday, Angel. He smiled, that deep Aussie voice wrapping around her like a warm hug. Her heart fluttered. Lex, what is all this? Just the start, he whispered. Wait, what are you doing? She laughed. Shh, trust me. He guided her gently across the room. When he finally removed his hand, Yen blinked and gasped. On the bed sat a large white gift box with a note written on gold ink. For my goddess. Yen turned to look at him, brows dry. Felix, he just shrugged innocently. Open it. With a small smile, she opened the lid. Inside was the most angelic lingerie she had ever seen. Soft golden lace, delicate and dreamy, paired with the. You picked this? She asked, stunned. He stepped closer, his lips near her ear. I imagined what heaven would look like. Then I found something that matched you. He nodded, expression suddenly serious. Every damn day. 10 minutes later, she stepped out of the bathroom, wrapped in the robe, the lace peeking underneath. Felix was sitting on the edge of the bed, shirt off, hair slightly messy, lips parted the second he saw her. Whoa, he whispered, you look like something I shouldn't be touching. His eyes flickered up to meet hers, dark with desire. Too late for that. He stood, hands finding her waist, pulling her against his bare chest. His lips hovered. Yen's heart skipped before she could say anything. He kissed her, slow, sensual, intense. His lips moved with passion and care, like he wanted to memorize. He pulled back just slightly, forehead resting against hers. You think that was your birthday surprise? He whispered with a devilish grin. Her brows raised. Wasn't it? He reached into the ceiling above them lit up. Tiny stars and moons began spinning in soft pastel colors, bathing the room in a magical glow. Her mouth parted. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos.